Blessed messenger, good morning, good morning. Good morning to you, Grenada, Carrier, Kupidi, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Those of you out there in the diaspora, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a Thursday. It is the 10th day of July, the 7th month in the year 2025. Thanking God for life, health, what I've got of health, strength. I can still get up and walk, and just thanking God for His mercies and His favors that carry me through the night. As a matter of fact, let me start off with this. It's Thursday. Heavenly Father, thank you for your mercy and grace which woke us up this morning and kept us safe through the night. For bringing us to a brand new day, we bless your holy name. We remain forever grateful for our homes, our work and families, and pray that you will send angels to protect us. May you mend every broken heart, touch all who need healing, comfort all who mourn, and bless those with financial needs. In the precious name of Jesus, amen. Can I get an amen to that? There's another one that my friend usually sends. Thankful Thursday. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God, and the peace of God which passes all understanding shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. That's coming from Philippians 4 verses 6 to 7. Good morning. May this Thursday be filled with love, laughter, gratitude, and joy. Thank you, my dear friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want to say thank you. It's Thursday, 25 minutes on to 7. It's a good day to have a good day. It's a good day to have a good day in a good way. Good morning to my friends in Corinth. Yeah. Good morning, St. David. Good morning, St. Andrew, St. Patrick, St. Mark, St. John, St. George, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Good morning. Yeah. Miss Donlet, good morning to you and the home circle. Dudma, good morning. Providence. Kim, good morning. The folks in La Pastora, good morning. P.T. Bakai, Malti, Honorable Deacon Mitchell's grandmom, good morning to you. I just can't remember the name. Yeah. And also there's a Mr. John in La Sagesse. Yeah, good morning. He's always on to us here at the GBN. Good morning, good morning. Good morning the folks in Belle Plaine and Barrett. Yeah. The word of the day today, adroit. Adroit. A-D-R-O-I-T. Adroit. It means clever or skillful. Adroit. Thank you. Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. The negotiator handled the situation with adroit precision. Cleverly, skillfully. Yeah. Debbie, good morning. He gave his life on Calvary. Moyaki and family, again, I urge you to be strong. Like me. The community of Mama Can is going to embrace that family and support them, give them all the moral support and otherwise. Mami Lyris, good morning to you. King Manajamo, Rastiba and family. Rastiba, I have to pass for some chocolate, some cocoa boy. Yeah, I want some cocoa ball. I know you've got the best, right? Munich, good morning. Petlin, how you doing? Yeah, negotiating for my cocoa, right? So that means I have to get the firing for it too, right? Nice. Miss Wells, good morning all the way in the U.S. You and Mom, good morning. Hope you all doing fine, eh? Thank you. Nadisha, good morning to you. It's your time, the motivational tip of the day. Holmesy, good morning to you, and Abigail. Baldhead and Ryan, I'm not seeing you all at all. The entire Sanderson family, good morning. Louis and family in Cafe. The folks in Pomerose and La Tante. Mount Agnes. The McMeos, good morning. Esther and the family, good morning. Keep a daily journal. Writing down your thoughts and reflections can clear your mind and keep you motivated. It also shows how you're progressing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you write down your daily thoughts and your reflections, write them down. It keeps your mind clear and it keeps you motivated. Okay, I accomplished that today. So tomorrow, I accomplished that yesterday. Today, I am going to attempt to do this, yeah. Understand? So jot them down, write them down. It keeps you motivated, it keeps you focused, it keeps track of your journey to success. Gangster Cop, good morning to you. Fleshy. The young Mr. Lawrence, good morning. How do you do? Everybody's fine, right? Mr. Eban. Be blessed. Mr. Dekoto and your team. Morning. How do you do, my folks inside of Tobago? Kathy and Kenneth, Zuri, and Solange. It was a lucky thing we met up how we met, because I would not have seen you all again. Good morning to Brandon Paddox and his family. Good morning, Teacher Don and the family. You know what I'm saying, man?
This song is dedicated to Lucy Thomas King.
Yeah. Arise. Thank the Lord. What's buzzing this morning? Buzzing. All right. St. David's Soca Monarch renamed in honor of the late music producer Shem Bill the Vibes Felix. Very noble gesture. Grenada and Africa making strides. That's a developing story. In the region, Barbados Health Ministry confirms hand, foot, and mouth disease. Internationally, Trump hosts 5 West African leaders to discuss trade and development. In sports, Grenada to play Guyana in under-19 opener, while reinforces Windward men to a no result in Rising Star action. Miss Judy Benoit, good morning to you. Miss Gloria Payne Banfield, patriots in their own rights. Mr. Siddiqui Sylvester, good morning, bro. Nice. Michael Ponty Archibald, good morning. The Honorable Richard Duncan, I like to call him that. He's an honorable man. Yeah, good morning. You and the family. Hope everybody's having a good day, because it's a good day to have a good day in a good way. John T's mom, I keep forgetting your name, man. And your little grandson who looks forward to, seeing his boy on the TV in mornings. Morning, Rhino. How you do? You good? My brethren waterproof. Grenada's Michael Jackson. Hey, Calypsonians, the preliminary rounds of judging starts on Tuesday, I think. Wish you all the best. Yeah. Gotta come good, Yep. Godfrey Augustine, good morning to you and the family, bro. Have to come good. Mr. Bido at the Trade Center, good morning. The Back in Times Band. Mr. Mac and the team. Teacher Nikki. All good. Rootsman Kelly. Say this is your year, boy. I ain't know how that one working out, but Arise. 17 minutes on to the 7 o'clock hour. We look forward to the traffic report this morning. Also the weather report. Just had a peek on the outside. It seems overcast. Some areas are already having rain. But guess what? It's a season for that. We're in the rain season. We've only got 2 seasons, rain and sun. Dry season and the wet season. There are times I'm tempted to believe that we will eventually get snow one day, especially around December, when it's cold. Miss Heather, good morning to you, my folks up in Mount Nesbitt.
Nothing impossible, too hard for
Yeah.
whatever you
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Folks, the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather comes up right after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
whatever broken bones for sure. He could.
It's a busy world, and we all know the saying, time is money. Meet Candice and Oliver. They both have busy days ahead. Let's see how that goes. Candice is in a rush, off to the bank, again. Oh, looks like she didn't plan for traffic, or this long line either. Now let's check in on Oliver. His morning starts a little differently. Using his phone, Oliver makes a peer-to-peer transfer and pays his bills, all while having his morning coffee. At the store, Oliver checks his finances with online banking. Candice? Still waiting. Back to Oliver. He stops at the bank to meet his loan officer. While waiting, he schedules a payment and makes a wire transfer. Wondering about Candice? Yup, still waiting. Candice could be like Oliver if she uses Co-op Bank's e-solutions. Make your day easier with Co-op Bank's swift, simple, and secure e-banking platform. Bank on your terms, from anywhere, at any time. Click, tap, done. Banking just got easier.
Welcome home. Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
This is the GBN Morning News for today, Thursday, July 10th, 2025. Coming up in the news, St. David's Soca Monarch renamed in honor of late music producer Shem, Bill the Vibes Felix. Grenada and Africa making strides. In the region, Barbados Health Ministry confirms hand, foot, and mouth disease. Internationally, Trump hosts 5 Western African leaders to discuss trade and development. And in sports, Grenada to play Guyana in the Under-19 opener, while rain forces Windward's men to a no result in Rising Star action. We've got the details to these and more after these messages.
Calling the CARICOM community, assembling Global Africa, the 4th edition of the Afri-Caribbean Trade Investment Forum. Active 2025 is coming to St. George, Grenada, this 28th to 29th July. Join government and business leaders, investors, and trade and finance institutions to explore the theme, resilience and transformation, enhancing Africa-Caribbean economic cooperation in an era of global uncertainty. Be there as we stand together to strengthen our commercial ties, to promote shared trade and investment opportunities, and unlock prosperity for Africa, the Caribbean, and the wider diaspora. The 4th Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum. Reserve your place now at active2025.com.
Good morning, everyone. With the news in detail, I am Gordon Joseph. In a developing story, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell has provided an update on relations between Grenada and a number of African countries following a series of engagements with African governments. It's developing, so we will bring you a more confirmation in a later newscast. A teenage artist is recovering in hospital after a vicious weekend attack that has left his mother desperate for answers and justice. My colleague Rena Pierre has the details.
A St. George's mother is left heartbroken and searching for answers after her teenage son was brutally attacked over the weekend. 16-year-old Chris Penny, a Form 5 student at the Grenada Boys Secondary School, is currently in excruciating pain at the General Hospital after suffering multiple chop wounds during a violent robbery. Chris, who performed as a guest artiste at a weekend event, was reportedly attacked by an adult male and his accomplices, who robbed him of his phone, money, and other belongings. His mother, Beverly Penny, said she had hired a vehicle to transport her son and friends to and from the event, a decision she's now struggling to come to terms with.
So he was waiting on the transport to pick him up along with his friends, and he was sitting and someone just attacked him, and he decided that he's going to put up a fight because they took the two phones, cut the side bag, and he did put up a fight. The person then pulled out a machete and did some choppings where he got chopped to his head. During the moment while he was putting up a fight with the person with the machete, his friends, the other friends, came and they started beating up. He got some really good blows at his head, all over his body, and he doesn't know them. He only went there to perform as a guest artist. I mean, he's young and he sings, and I'm just trying to figure out in my mind, why would someone, an adult, ambush a young man who's in school? He's a child, a minor. Why don't they look for someone their age? It's sad because he's in a lot of pain. He cannot eat solids, and I'm just trying to figure out why.
After the attack, the teenager managed to seek help at a nearby home before being rushed to the hospital. He now awaits surgery on his injured hand. His mother says her son has never seen or interacted with the attackers before.
He still ran down my son. My son had to end up in someone's house for rescue. They called the police. Police only came at the emergency ward. His left pinky finger, it's out of socket, so it's hanging on a piece of skin, which tomorrow morning, hopefully tomorrow they will be doing surgery. Like I just said, he might have a fractured jaw. We're just waiting for further confirmation on that. He's stable. He's just, like I said, he's just waiting on, he's in pain. He's just waiting on surgery tomorrow.
The young musician, who sings and plays both the piano and guitar, was able to identify one of the assailants to police. However, Mrs. Penny says she has not yet received any update on an arrest and is now calling for swift justice.
I can't deal with losing a child who is trying to do something positive in society, and you have older men there who is there, what should I say, looking on them to steal for them instead of they going to find a job to earn an honest living. They're going after the younger men who they should be example to. My son, like I said, he's my only son, and from looking at his injuries, I think that person wanted to kill him along with his gang or whatever they may be, whatever the others, or, So I'm going to go all the way. Just the same energy they use on my son, I'm going to use the same energy at them. I'm sorry. I'm going to use the same energy at them.
As the investigation into the incident continues, the family is left hoping for answers and praying for Chris' full recovery. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
Indeed, a sad story, and thank you very much, my colleague Rena P. Thomas. The Virgin Parish Cultural Organization (VPCO) has officially renamed the annual St. David Soca Monarch competition to the Build the Vibes St. David Soca Monarch in honor of the late music producer Shem Felix. Felix, affectionately known in the industry as Build the Vibes, passed away on June 30th, 2025, leaving behind a powerful legacy in Grenada's soca scene. Renowned for his signature sound and creative influence, he was the driving force behind numerous winning tracks that dominated the St. David Soca Monarch stage for more than a decade. Organizers say the renaming of the event is a tribute to his exceptional contribution to the art form and to ensure that his name continues to echo through the rhythms of Carnival for generations to come. Shem Felix's imprint on local music remains undeniable, his legacy now enshrined in one of St. David's most anticipated cultural events. That concludes the first segment of news, the local segment. Stay with us. The regional and international developments are straight ahead. In the region, Barbados Health Ministry confirms hand, foot, and mouth disease. We've got more in this OCM News report.
We begin in Barbados. The Ministry of Health is confirming a few cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease at the St. Bernard's Primary School following tests conducted on more than 20 students. However, after an assessment visit by officials of the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education, and the Barbados Union of Teachers, the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Kenneth George, gave the all clear, indicating there is no wider threat at the school, at least not at this time.
Based on our evidence that it probably is hand, foot, and mouth disease, which is a contagious disease that occurs in young children, primary school children, and it tends to stay in that population. It resolves usually with symptomatic treatment. At the same time, I've told the chief that we have not closed the investigation and we are still looking at other leads because one or two of the children were not typical for hand, foot, and mouth. So we need to do some more work. But with respect to the teachers of the school, from a public health perspective, and particularly after the cleaning, the premises is safe.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Kenneth George. Meantime, the Chief Education Officer, Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw, was also on hand and provided an update assuring members of staff there had been a thorough cleaning of the compound over a 2-day period.
We understood that last week there were some children presenting with these symptoms. I understand from Dr. George that there were about 29 who were assessed, but out of those 29, only about 2 had an initial diagnosis. And based on that, we made the decision to close the school on Thursday and Friday last week for a full industrial cleaning, so that when the staff and the students return, that they would be in a clean and safe environment.
Despite the assurances from officials, First Vice President of the BUT, Julian Pear, confirmed there were still reservations held by some members of staff. Tobagonians are being told stay.
And looking further afield, the administration of United States President Donald Trump has imposed sanctions on United Nations expert Francesca Albanese over her documentation of Israel's abuses against Palestinians during its war on Gaza. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced the penalties on Wednesday, accusing Albanese of waging a campaign of political and economic warfare against the United States and Israel. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump is meeting with leaders from 5 African nations as he escalates a trade war that could impact developing countries reliant on commerce with the U.S. On Wednesday, Trump hosted leaders from Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania, and Senegal at the White House for talks and a working lunch with discussions centered on business opportunities, according to a White House official. During the lunch, Trump said they hail from very vibrant places with very valuable land, great minerals, great oil deposits, and wonderful people. An internal government assessment shows U.S. aid officials raised critical concerns last month about a key aid group's ability to protect Palestinians and to deliver food to them, just days before the State Department announced $30 million in funding for the organization. A scathing 14-page document obtained by CNN outlines a litany of problems with a funding application submitted by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, or GHF, a U.S.-backed group established to provide aid following an 11-week Israeli blockade of Gaza Strip. The United Nations Human Rights Office says that hundreds of Palestinians have since been killed around private aid sites, including those operated by the GHF. And finally, President Volodymyr Zelensky says Ukraine has been hit by the biggest ever aerial attack from Russia after 728 drones and 13 cruise or ballistic missiles struck cities around the country in multiple waves. Zelensky condemned the telling attack, adding, "It comes precisely at a time when many efforts have been made to achieve peace, to establish a ceasefire, and yet only Russia continues to rebuff them all." The overnight strike came after President Donald Trump said the U.S. would send more weapons to Kyiv, a reversal of last week's suspension, which U.S. media said Trump had not known about. On Tuesday, the U.S. leader expressed growing frustration at Russian President Vladimir Putin. That concludes the regional and international developments. Stay with us. The sporting highlights are straight ahead. Good morning, sporting fans. 2 Grenadians are on the windward squad for the 2025 Rising Stars Women's Under-19 Championship, currently underway in Trinidad and Tobago. The highly anticipated tournament will feature the region's most promising young female cricketers representing the region. Now in its 5th year under the name CWI Rising Stars Championship, the regional competition began in 2009 as an invitational tournament organized by the Trinidad and Tobago Women's Cricket Association, the TTWCA. It now forms part of the annual CWI Rising Stars Age Group Regional Tournament fixture, managed jointly by CWI and the TTWCA, playing a pivotal role in CWI's long-term player development pathway. The Windward will play Guyana in the first outing today. Meanwhile, persistent rain forced a no result in the Windward Islands men's under-19 clash on Wednesday. Batting after losing the toss, and inserted Windwards reached 96 for 4 in the 24th over before the heavens opened, forcing the eventual abandonment of play. The junior squad were looking to make it another win following victory in the opener. The fourth match of round 1 saw the Windward Islands defeat the Leeward Islands by 5 runs at the Canary Sports Club. The Windwards were bowled out for 124 after losing the toss, with captain Stephen Pascal and Theo Edwards leading the scoring with 21 runs each. Leg spinner Micah McKenzie was a pick of the bowlers with 5 for 36 from 9 overs, while Kunal and Tilokani took 3 for 13 from his 4 overs of medium pace. 3 wicket hauls from Kurt Murray, Kirsten Murray and Devin Ford then helped the Windwards dismiss the Leewards for 119 in 35 overs. That concludes the sporting segment. At this time, we'll have more sports for you during our luncheon edition and at our primetime newscast. Stay with us. The weather forecast is straight ahead.
Whether you're refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look, the Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make painting easy from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
It's 5 minutes after 7 o'clock. To end the news, Eureka, we now join the forecast desk, Jonathan Price, as the forecaster for the latest weather forecast coming from the Maurice Bishop International Airport. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning to you and good morning, listeners. Here is the weather for today, Thursday the 10th of July, 2025, as recorded at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. It is currently partly cloudy with light showers. The winds are variable at 2 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is 1015.9 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature is 25.8 degrees Celsius and relative humidity 94%. Yesterday's maximum was 31 degrees Celsius and a minimum last night 25.8 degrees Celsius. No rainfall was recorded over the past 24 hours, hence the total for the month remains at 27.1 millimeters. And now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy and hazy, with light to moderate showers, with an increase in cloud cover and showers overnight. And there is a warning for moderate haze in effect. Today's max will be 30.5 degrees Celsius. It winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas will be moderate with waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters, hence a small craft advisory is in effect. Low tide will be at 9:30 a.m. and high tide at 3:30 p.m. Sunset will be at 6:36 and sunrise at 5:49. Just to repeat the public forecast for today and tonight, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy and hazy with light to moderate showers, with an increase in cloud cover and showers overnight. From the forecast at Maurice Bishop International Airport, I'm Jonathan Price. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Have a great one likewise. Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick & Thompson Company Limited.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
7 minutes after 7 o'clock to end the news, a recap of the headlines. St. David's Soca Monarch renamed in honor of late music producer Shem Build the Vibes Felix. Grenada and Africa making strides. In the region, Barbados Health Ministry confirms hand, foot and mouth disease. Internationally, Trump hosts 5 West African leaders to discuss trade and development. In sports, Grenada to play Guyana in under-19 opener, while rains forced Windward men to a no result in the Rising Star action. That has been the morning edition of news for today, Thursday, July 10th, 2025. On behalf of the entire news department, I'm Gordon Joseph, thanking you for viewing and listening, wishing you a productive day, and extending that invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we with you anywhere and everywhere. Also reminding you folks, those of you who missed us on the YouTube channel, well, our original YouTube channel is now back up, and I have to give you that details on our new Facebook page. 8 minutes after 7 o'clock, stay with us. We've got the weather, the traffic reports coming up momentarily.
Fly the Jones swoosh, it's Lava Man, and you already know the energy. It's all about GBN Spice of the Carnat Soca Mona competition. This year is going to be greater, bold, and more exciting than ever. And it's all about the quarterfinals on the 25th of July. The 31st of July will be the semi-finals, and the August 8th finals. Artists, if you think you have what it takes to own the stage, now is your chance. Get there, be there, see you there. Lava Man, the real mad one. Fly the Jones swoosh, GBN Spice of the Carnat Soca Mona competition.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well-deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits. Terms and conditions apply. Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Attention all divers, snorkelers and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinaire Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all. Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
I'm ready to defend my crown. Iguana will be performing live, defending Grenada Soca Monarch. All they think a little curry meet me on the stage. July 25th, 31st, and August 8th. Meet me on the stage.
We wild, we in style. When you see me chilling on that branch by myself, no company, no friends. Oh my gosh, I stumble when I meet till I tumble. Woman come in a bungle, wanna come from a jungle. Oh my gosh, I stumble when I meet till I tumble. Woman come in a bungle, wanna come from a jungle.
Stumps ready? The biggest party in sports is back. It's Republic Bank CPL 2025. Bowls off August 14th to September 21st. 34 matches, 6 teams, 6 nations. Your Caribbean cricket frenzy. From big sixes to deadly yorkers, catch every boundary, every wicket, every moment. Live on GBN TV and Classic Radio. This is not just cricket. This is CPL. Sponsored by Republic Bank, Grenada and Hubbard. Republic Bank CPL 2025. Don't miss a ball.
right, folks. Unfortunately, we've got to forego the traffic report this morning due to some technical difficulties. We were able to make that connection. I'm certain that Corporal Troy Paul will furnish me with maybe a printed copy or something like that, and that I can relate to you. But nonetheless, the conversation must continue. I'm joined in the studio by two highly intellectual individual. To my immediate, my extreme right is Miss Deanne Thomas. All right, I got it right. I leave out the other little piece. All right. She is the deputy. Remind me.
Deputy Chief Education Officer with responsibility for curriculum.
Right, good. And the gentleman right next to me, he always reminds me of Mr. Byron St. Clair. All right, he is. He's been here with us before. As a matter of fact, Mr. Edwards is his name. Right? Mr. Mitchell. I keep saying Edwards.
Edwards all the time.
Yeah, we have so many Mitchells now, but something. But any case, before we get into the core of our conversation this morning, which is the mathematics symposium that we have coming up. When we spoke previously, we spoke about the Caribbean Pearl. You're not here to talk about that this morning, but I am so passionate about it. Could you just tell me how it's going so far?
Good morning to you, Gordon. Good morning to the listening and viewing public. And indeed, it's always a pleasure to be a part of such rich discussions, especially when we speak to the whole area of education and the impact it can have on our nation's children. The OECS Pearl, as you rightly said, we've been around here with it for some time and we've had a number of discussions. Currently, it's approaching its final year. And we have quite a bit planned, especially with the new curriculum, that enhanced digital curriculum, where all of our schools at the primary level, all of our primary schools will be exposed to that curriculum, engaging in the digital platform, engaging with some of the new areas of teaching: mathematics, science, language, social studies. We are equipping them with the tools and the necessary things that they already need to ensure that quality education go out to our nation's children, and also that our teachers are well prepared to do so. We've held a number of workshops with our teachers, principals, and when I say teachers, we're talking about the leads in math, science, social studies, language, both on mainland Grenada and Carriacou. Okay. We've engaged them over the last couple of weeks, and it's ongoing, and we believe that we're in a good place to really transform education here in Grenada.
Okay. All right. We will get back because, like I said, the OCS Pearl is dear to my heart, so as time progresses, we'll come back and talk. But this morning we want to zero in on the topic of the moment, the National Mathematics Symposium that you've got coming up. Whose pet is this? Mathematics? I know it looks as mad, but Miss Thomas, tell us.
So good morning, Mr. Joseph. Good morning to your audience, viewing as well as listening. So mathematics is something that we're focusing on heavily at the Ministry of Education at this time. I think we will all agree that mathematics is fundamental for success in nearly any other subject area, as well as thriving careers, and of course everyday living, because mathematics is all around us.
Mathematics is life.
Yes.
Yes.
However, the data from assessment results indicate that our students are not performing as we would like them to. Now, that subpar performance is not unique to Grenada. It is something that has been plaguing the region for quite a number of years. This is no excuse. The question is, what are we going to do in Grenada to ensure that our students perform better? So we're quite excited about this symposium because it is an opportunity for us to gather in one space with the best minds in mathematics education to have a national conversation, and where we can come up with recommendations that can be actioned. So it is something that we're quite excited about.
Okay, I am also very excited about it because I mean, even in my tenure as a teacher at the primary and the secondary levels, I often wondered why mathematics. We were getting that sort of result from mathematics, but then again, I remember even in my time in school. I wouldn't have gotten mathematics except there was that intervention with a Peace Corps worker that came in from the US that simplified maths for me. So it has a lot to do with how it is taught. So is any specific emphasis being placed on the teachers that will be dealing with maths? I mean, it has to be with the teachers, really. I mean, of course, we have children that maybe just cannot deal with the figures and the numbers. But I think it's the methodology involved in disseminating the tuition that could be of concern.
If I may just butt in here, but just before we answer that question, I believe that the theme under which that symposium is being held speaks to a lot of what you were saying with the whole aspect of collaboration and involvement with the right people. And the theme basically says, beyond numbers, inspiring excellence in mathematics education through innovation, collaboration, and critical thinking. And if we are to speak of the whole aspect of collaboration, critical thinking, of course it is important that our teachers, the ones who are tasked with delivering content and methods and everything to our students, they are involved in the conversation. And with that, as Mrs. Thomas has just highlighted here, we have a number of stakeholders who will be involved in that process. Current educators, past educators, students, teachers, parents. So it's a wide stakeholder engagement so that we can get from everyone perspectives, views, ideas as to how we move forward. Yes, we may have from central ministry ideas and ways we believe things can be done, but we also believe with a broader, wider conversation that more can be had so that we can truly reflect what it is as a nation and where we really want to take the direction we want to take mathematics.
From the administrative perspective, have you sort of deciphered what is the problem? Why we're getting? It's not just a Grenada issue, because I've been listening some reports out of Guyana recently, and they too are struggling with mathematics. Jamaica is also struggling with math. So it seems to be a regional dilemma. What do you think is the root cause for that? Why are our students not performing well in math?
So it is a regional concern. And before I answer this, I want to go back to the theme. Because the theme is asking us to view mathematics not just as calculations. Yeah? It is to use maths as a powerful tool for creativity, for problem solving, for innovation. Now, we can sit in the ministry, we can sit at home, we can sit anywhere and make assumptions. But we do not want to make assumptions. And that is why the ministry is in the process of developing this strategy that would move the needle when it comes to mathematics performance. So the symposium is one activity within that broader strategy. Another activity that has already been completed is a research. We want to be able to say, using empirical evidence, empirical data, that is what is happening in the school. So during the last school year, the school year just ended, the resident research officer at the Ministry of Education, Dr. Andre Martin, supported by other officers at the ministry, they were engaged in research, to determine some of the challenges, what are the practices that are actually happening in the school, so that can help inform how we do things differently. The findings from the research will be presented in the symposium.
Okay, all right. So there's a scientific approach to
Definitely.
it. It's not, you're not whooping.
Definitely, not just whooping.
Yes.
You can't.
Okay. Now another key question here. From what age range do you intend to interject? because we're seeing the results at our CXC level, but that's not where it started. All right, so where do we intend to, where are we targeting?
That's a brilliant question. As I said, we cannot...
Do you expect anything less from me? Come on, man.
We cannot start intervention at the top. We can support what's happening at the top. However, we intend to, and even through that symposium, our early childhood education officers, when we speak early childhood, we're talking about K to 3. So we're looking at the whole aspect from kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Additionally, in that symposium, we will be engaging students. When I say students, we're talking primary and secondary students, because they also have a voice. We want to hear the issues that they're having in the classroom. We want to know of the struggles. We want to know of the successes, what's working for them, what's not working for them. And when we hear their voices and when they speak to us, then we should be able to take all of that data coming from them, together with what we get from our teachers and other stakeholders, to come up with a more strategic plan as to how we can carry out interventions. Because as you've rightly asked a short while ago, what are the factors? Is it only, some may say, parental or environmental factors? Is it a strategy? Is it content? So with the research, together with the discussions, that is going to give us a focus as to where we go and intervention. And I just want to also jump in here. We've been speaking OECS Pearl. Even through that platform, it is also equipping our teachers, and the OECS Pearl it's targeting mainly the elementary level, the primary level. So even through the curriculum and the assessment aspect of it, and especially just recently we've conducted an assessment in mathematics and language, all right? And that in itself will give us some ideas as to where, and it was at grade 2 level, mind you. Okay. It would give us an idea as to the attainments up to grade 2 from the time our children enter into primary school. We can use that data to project as to what's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years or so. So at least we can carry out meaningful interventions at the lower level. So yes, through such a symposium, it is more than just speaking mathematics, but how can we arrest the situation from the bottom up?
Okay.
So allow me to jump in here. While it is a national symposium, and we have a number of experts from Grenada as being part of the presentations, we also wanted to add a regional and international flavor, because we cannot only depend on what we have experienced. We think it is important to have other voices as well. Varying perspectives will make the discussions richer. And one of the persons we have presenting is one Dr. Gail Russell from the University of Regina in Canada, and she will be focusing on mathematics pedagogy, new developments in mathematics pedagogy, reimagining the teaching and learning of mathematics. So we expect out of these discussions, we will get some recommendations as to what we can do differently that will eventuate in improved performances from our students.
All right. Well, from my experience, may I jump in here as well? I think one of the approaches has to be psychological. Okay, I touch a nerve. Nice. Because as coming through the ages, we were always told and taught that mathematics is a hard subject. Yep. So psychologically, we have this sort of phobia towards it. So maybe what you just talked about with the lady from the doctor from Canada, maybe she could revolutionize the thought processes involved so that we interfere with the children's head from an early stage to let them know mathematics is just another subject. There was a time in school where you would find young ladies not doing mathematics. I mean, I've seen the trend has changed. We're seeing young ladies doing exceptionally well in mathematics now as well. I mean, we have evidence. What's her name again? Miss George. I think she was in mathematics and ministry. Michelle Peters George. We have good teachers. I mean, the Speaker of the House now, current Speaker of the House, I could remember him, Leo Cato, at the Hermitage Government School, together with his cousin Carla Zando Peters. They were geniuses in the rudimental aspect of mathematics. They made it reality. And I think that's the approach. We had to change the psyche of people too, because math is not hard. Mathematics is life.
So I'm glad you mentioned this, Mr. Joseph, because the 2 days of our engagement includes, of course, an opening ceremony, a closing ceremony, panel discussions, and a number of breakout sessions. And one of the panel discussion will be focusing on this. The actual topic is how to foster a growth mindset in mathematics students.
I wasn't a fly on the wall, you know. It's just there because I mean, it really peeves me when I see our performance in math. I get a little easement when I realize, okay, it's not only Grenada people that are poor in mathematics, but we really ought to tackle that malady, if you want to refer to it as that, because math is really not difficult. So I think with a rearranging of the way we approach it, then, you know.
Because you see, let me just jump in here. We are more than... Well, we want to go beyond speaking about math. It's about, we've had many conversations, lots of engagements, talking about the issues that plague us with math. So therefore, coming out of that symposium, we intend to come out with some plans, some actions that must be taken to arrest or to deal with the current situation. So the plans, the actions, timelines, everything that is needed so that we can use, because as we've spoken, the data is going to be presented to us. But we're going to have these engagements with all of these key people, the breakout sessions, the panel discussions. But where do we go after that? As I've said, we intend to get a number of ideas coming out of it. We take it, we look at it, and we put strategies and structures in place with targets and timelines to work. And I want us to be mindful that something like that, we would not see the immediate results. Don't expect us to have a symposium next week, Monday and Tuesday. 2 days, and expect to see results within a month.
Yeah, when school reopens.
But with the actions that will be taken, with the interventions and the ideas coming out of it, we are going to strategically ensure that everyone, students, teachers, parents, because it's a whole collaboration among all stakeholders to get to where we really want to.
That seems to me, I mean, one of the more popular words nowadays is transformation. So I expect out of this symposium there will be some measure of transformation in the classrooms, in the execution and delivery of that subject matter when school reopens. We might, and if we do it right, if we get it right, we might just see a difference in our results in the next coming cycle for CX.
You know, and as you said, let me just quickly jump in here with something. Sometimes, and you say the psychological impact and the effects of maths. Our students are made to believe sometimes that mathematics is difficult.
Yeah.
At the elementary level, at the primary level, the teaching of mathematics is right in the environment. It's right there around us. There is no topic in the curriculum at the primary level that cannot be taught using our environment. It's right there. But how equipped are our facilitators, our teachers,
that's the problem,
to use what's around them to ensure that our students gain the best, get the most out of teaching and learning. And that's where we need to work with them. Are they doing a fantastic job? Yes, we believe in our teachers. We do believe in them. But can we further support and help them in key areas? And that's where the whole aspect of the methodologies and the pedagogy and all of that kicks in.
Because we also have to take into consideration the fact that they too, the teachers, are coming out from a broken system where math was hard for them as well. They happened to pass, and eventually the job that they got was teaching, so they had to teach math. How many real, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. How many real specialist math teachers do we have on island? That's a concern.
So Mr. Joseph, the symposium promises all this and more. The final session on both days, the repertoires from the various breakout sessions will be reporting on the recommendations offered in their groups. That will help form the action plan going forward. Once this symposium is finished, the work continues. And so all the recommendations must be consolidated and implemented, of course. We anticipate that it will inform what we do going forward when it comes to curriculum development. You're very passionate about the Pearl. The Pearl is a primary program. We have to mirror that at the secondary level, the lower secondary. So we're hopeful that the information coming out of the symposium will help us in the curriculum development for mathematics at the lower secondary level. Of course, it will impact how we do teacher training going forward. Not just initial training, but the continuous professional development that we must undergo to ensure that teachers remain current in their approaches. And of course, it will inform policy decisions.
Definitely. I remembered in the early years, every Friday, I think it was, I had to go to NISTEP as a teacher and interact with Mr. Belfon and Miss Finley and those people, but I don't think teachers go through that anymore. Do they?
Sometimes they have an initial induction. Yeah, and then.
All right. Now, the long term, as we wrap, right? The long term follow up from the symposium. What can we expect?
So, as I mentioned earlier, the ministry is in the process of developing this strategy. We are not satisfied with our results. We're not using the excuse that it is something that is regional. And we have to address this situation now. So, coming out of this, we're going to continue to develop this strategy, and that is one way of ensuring that the voices of all the key stakeholders are there. The business community, the unions, other tertiary institutions like UE, SGU, TAMCC, and so on. We have the private institutions that offer maths. All of their voices will be heard. So they would help inform what this strategy will look like in the very near future. Of course, what gets monitored gets done. So there must be a monitoring component of all the initiatives that we are going to be rolling out. We have to collect the data, both qualitative and quantitative, so that we can actually measure the impact of what we're undertaking at this time.
Okay. Parting words? Anything we left out?
I just want to say I'm really excited about this symposium. Because, as I've made mention a while ago, we've spoken a lot about mathematics over the years. But I believe with this initiative and the direction and the thought process that has gone into it, that we are in a good place. We are in a good place to deal with the issues that are plaguing us. And this is why it is always key to engage not only ourselves or speak among ourselves within Central Ministry or just engage our teachers and students, but we need to get a wider perspective from all key stakeholders, as Mrs. Thomas she's just mentioned, all these different stakeholders, bringing them together to hear the woes, to hear, because we may hear of this particular private tutor, and you may say that he or she, they've been performing well and they're getting passes. So what's working for you?
Yeah.
How can we share? And this is another thing that we intend to and the theme speaks with the whole aspect of collaboration.
Is there going to be a follow-up symposium? Or is this going to be a one-off? Is it something that you see going on for a period so that you can report progress and hindrances and so forth and modification of the module and everything like that?
So we definitely have to keep the nation informed. We're trying here to inspire a culture of mathematics excellence. We want buy-in from the various stakeholders. So we have to keep them informed. Are we going to have a next symposium next year? I cannot say this at this time. However, whatever initiatives that we're undertaking, we're going to keep the nation informed.
Very well, very well. Parting words?
Well, I just want to say it's always a privilege to have such rich discussions when it comes to the whole aspect of mathematics, and it is our aim as a ministry and as a nation. It should be one of our aims that we ensure that we have students or people, as I would say, citizens growing up who are numerate, they are able to use math in real life and see its meaningful impact and implications. And people who will grow and not only represent us here locally, but on a global stage. We want, when Grenada is looked at, we can say this is a nation that has moved the needle from CSEC passes of 30-something%. And we can see the incremental growth over a period of time where we can put it in a place where we are fully satisfied. We can move the CPA needle of math average with the external component especially being around 50-something% to the 80s and in the 90s. We can move the MCT needle from the grade 4 from the 49, the 50 to a higher level. And when we start doing that, then we are setting ourselves up to have a nation that is going to be extremely productive.
From your professional capacity, do you think we have what it takes here? Is it doable?
I firmly believe so.
Okay.
As Mrs. Thomas highlighted a while ago, what is monitored gets done.
Okay.
We have the personnel, we have the resources, but we have to just ensure that it's done. Yeah.
Parting words, Mrs. Thomas.
So while space does not allow us to invite the general public to the symposium, our target is around 300 participants, the GIS as well as the ministry's PR team will be there. So some of the sessions will be streamed live. And those, like the breakout sessions that are not going to be streamed live, will be recorded. So I want to invite the general public to view the live stream, as well as to visit the ministry's webpage and Facebook so that they can see the recorded components as well as view pictures and so from the symposium. And I want to encourage the general public, community as well as parents to continue to support schools in their efforts to have students perform at a higher level. Whether it is in the house, whether you're cooking, maths involved in the recipe. You're in the garden, maths is involved.
What's the measurement for the salt you put in the pot? You can't tell me you put in 1 kilometer of salt. Even from there.
Yes.
Teach them from
Community go out and support the schools when they have showcase for mathematical, whether it's competitions, exhibitions, and so on. And together we can do this. Together we can do it. There's a saying that tourism is everybody's business. Mathematics is everybody's business.
And I firmly endorse that. I just I know that if we as a people generally take this as an individual challenge, that in our very own little way at home, try to incorporate the maths to get rid of that phobia that people have in maths. They would understand that, how many of us sleep in the room at night? That's math. Me and my brother had, we don't sleep in bags anymore. These young people nowadays, they don't have to push their foot in cockroach bags to sleep anymore. But they could count how many feet in, you understand? So if we as a people embrace that drive and that initiative, I believe the results will be positive sooner than we think. Ms. Thomas, thank you for dropping by. Mr. Mitchell, I get it right this time. All right, thank you for dropping by. And I'm extending that challenge from now. Let this season over, this revelry season, but from September, I want to have the Ministry of Education at least once a month on my program. Let's talk what's happening in education. Let's keep our people abreast, keep them on edge so that they know that they're part and parcel of that process of transformation of the education system.
So thank you for the offer, and thanks for having us.
The pleasure is always ours here at GBN. Yes.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Yes, good. Folks, that's this segment of the conversation. I have been speaking with Ms. Thomas, Deputy Permanent Secretary.
Chief Education.
Why I keep saying Permanent
Chief
Secretary?
Education Officer.
Chief Education Officer.
With responsibility for curriculum.
Right. And Mr.
John L. Mitchell.
John L. Mitchell. Well,
Curriculum Support Officer, former curriculum officer.
I prefer to call you Mr. Sinclair. You look at that. You look at that man too much more. Okay. Folks, we take a break. We'll be back after these. Don't you go anywhere.
Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire and accessories, tools and appliances for all residential, commercial and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
It's our vibes. Yo, it's your boy Kofi MIV, also known as Mr. Isa Vibes. Bigging up GBN Spice Up the Carnage. I will be taking part. That is on the 25th of July. That is the day before my birthday. And you know something? We telling them, nah, nanny boo boo. I don't want to hear you. Every time you see me, you're fretting up your face and damn screw. Try to tell me I should be a vandal, mash up a fet too. Well, I go tell you now. What we going and do? We go break down fence and anything that we see. So about that come discriminating we. Come be mad and sick. Oh gosh, it's our vibes.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look? The Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make painting easy from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation. It's 5 minutes on to 8 o'clock. We've got 5 minutes to share our ideas or thoughts and whatever. You can call in at this time. Whatever is of concern to you at this time, you can call in and raise that concern. Let's go to the telephone line and say good morning.
Morning, Innocent. Morning to your listeners and viewers.
Morning,
I
welcome.
must say, Innocent, I was disappointed with you yesterday when you gave the scant courtesy to Dr. Slinger Francisco. Unlike the Caribbean radio stations, as an internet radio station that play 24 hours music of some Sparrow. Maybe they didn't have the latitude to do it, but I think in future, if we say Sparrow Day was yesterday, it should be felt, and not to show how many people knew beforehand or even after yesterday that Sparrow Day was yesterday. In fact, I think some kind of biography should have been given on Sparrow that the younger generation knows about him and learns about him, learns about him and so on. In terms of the mathematics conversation this morning, I want to say that some of the things that came through this morning is accurate in terms of the teachers not having that proper introduction to teaching, to maths, even from as students. They will carry forward the default. It's like with cricket. If you don't have the proper technique, from an early stage, you continue to make terrible mistakes and so on. So, but we also have to go to the philosophy. Mathematics has had a very difficult history. In fact, a bishop was fired. Bishop of Lyon was fired when he tried to promote, when he accepted maths and tried to say, well, it's a good thing. Because the church at the time considered mathematics is of the devil. So it's just like with carnival and so on, and with jab and so on. When I say the church, I don't mean the church in Grenada. So it's historically. So we have all that mix-up thing. Did you know one time that mathematics was actually a religion?
No, I didn't.
Pythagoras and so on.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No. No, I didn't.
Yeah, but Jesus, so if we had to help to understand the history. I'll just end there by saying Two things. I was one of the things that helped me in school is that I had what is called what is not coming again? Where you can see things, make calculations mentally without having to resort to
mental arithmetic.
Photographic memory. Yeah. I had a photographic memory, so that capture things. And so math helped me, but you see, as I grew further, I became less, able to deal with math. So that's why I'm more like a social scientist of sort, if you might want to say, rather than a scientific person than anything else, because the teachers who came later didn't know what to do. And finally, the late Mr. Val Francis, in a seminar I organized for teachers teaching the extension class, said he had an experience with a teacher in Teachers College who keep on saying she couldn't learn math. And one day when he was teaching and apparently he was getting through, she distracted herself. So again, as I say, we have a psychological thing that we had to break through. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very, very much for that contribution there. All right, we're going to accommodate that final call, and let's go to the telephone line. Good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Innocent.
Hi, welcome. Be brief, please.
Yes, I want to be short. My aim this morning was to call and make my interjection when these two people were talking about mathematics. Now, let me see if I could make it. Mathematics is real. It's all around us. Mathematics involve nearly everything you do. And it's not to say, but you must teach it in a concrete way for people to understand it. What I mean by concrete, I don't mean cement and sand, in a realistic manner. Everything we do, even when we cook, the amount of water, not amount, the quantity of water we put in the pot determines how nice the food is, and even the quantity of the food too. So everything is mathematics. Mathematics is a vital subject, but people are afraid of it. All around you is maths, but we have to make it real. It's real. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Have a good one. Have a good day. Folks, this is where we've got to end the program for this morning. And those of you who called and participated and just, participated by giving us a listening ear, thank you very much for that level of participation. We've got to go. We've got to join the BBC. Thank you very much for your time.